Hello and welcome to yet another problem of CSCS graph series. Let's look at the problem statement. There are n cities and m roads between them. Our task is to process q queries. We have to determine the length of the shortest route between any two given cities. Okay, we don't know the starting city, the ending city. The query will tell us that, and then we have to output the answer. This is an all source shortest path algorithm. So far we were dealing with single source shortest path algorithm. This one is all source shortest path. So the input will give us the number of vertices, that is the cities, number of edges, that is the roads, and q, the number of queries. And there are m lines describing the roads, of course. Each road is an undirected edge. Why am I calling it undirected? Because the question says so. All roads are two-way roads. And there is weight. Each road has a distance C, and that is the weight. So weighted undirected edges, and queries will give us two cities A and B. We are supposed to find the length of the shortest route and output it. If there is no route, if the distance is infinity, we'll print -1. Let's look at the illustration. Things will be clear after that. This is an all source shortest path. Okay, so given the query BD, we have to return the shortest path between B and D. The answer is we go from B to C and then we go from C to D. That will be 1 plus 4, we output 5. Okay. AB, we go from A to C and then we go from C to B. That is 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. AD, we go from A to C and then we hop from C to D. AC, 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. So that is our problem statement and we are supposed to output accordingly. Okay, before we proceed any further, what are our options? On one hand, we could employ Dijkstra's greedy algorithm. How? Dijkstra's algorithm gives a single source shortest path. If we can do single source shortest path for all vertices, we have all source shortest path. What is the complexity? Single source shortest path by Dijkstra's, it is order of v square normally, but since we use min heap, we will have it nicely at order of e log v plus v. Okay, so this will give us the single source shortest path. We can multiply it with v, forget all the vertices, the number of vertices. The answer will be O of ve log v plus v square. That is what our Dijkstra's will give us. Okay. Okay, so Dijkstra gives us order of v square plus ev log v. Dynamic programming gives us order of v cube. Both are okay. I will prove this later, but take my word for it. This is what we'll get. I like the dynamic programming approach here because Dijkstra's fails for negative edges. Whereas Floyd-Warshall, the algorithm will use here, Floyd-Warshall. This works for negative edges, doesn't really work for negative cycle, but negative edges, yes, it can take care of it. Even negative cycles, we can modify it to take care of it, no problem. So I like this algorithm better. So let us study this algorithm, dynamic programming algorithm. We'll look at an illustration and some theory and things will be very clear. In fact, this is going to be a relatively short video, I hope. So relaxing through a node K, what does that mean? Let me draw a diagram here. Imagine there are three vertices I, J and K. There could be a connection between I and J and there could be a connection between Ik and Kj. It is also possible that there is no such connection. It is possible that we have a setup like this. Ij, they have no connection and K connects I and J. This is one possibility. The other possibility is Ij are connected and K doesn't connect with I or J or either of them. This is also a possibility. In this case, what do? I and j, we label it with infinite distance here, and we label this with infinite distance here. Okay, this is a premise. So what does relaxation mean? Given two vertices I and j, and given a third vertex k, we need to compare two quantities. On left hand side, we'll compare distance ij, so let us call it u, and then we'll compare it with distance ik and kj. We'll call it d1 and d2. Okay, so u versus d1 plus d2. Whichever is better, we will take it. So if u is equal to 100, d1 is equal to 40, d2 is equal to 30, we will now relax it and label it as 70. That is what relaxing through a node k means. In other words, if we benefit from first visiting k rather than directly going to j from I, we do the same. This is called relaxing through node k. I hope it's very clear. This is the heart of the algorithm. I'll repeat it. I and j, the distance is infinity. So here u will be infinity. Here there is a connection d1, d2. So we'll compare u versus d1 plus d2. If it is better, we will take this route. If it is not better, we'll do nothing. Okay, that is relaxing through a node k. This concept will be illustrated as we go forward. I just wanted to introduce it here. Okay, this is the matrix based on which we'll be solving the whole problem. So let's understand this matrix thoroughly. And note, in this explanation, we are not going to deal with negative cycles. We won't use negative cycles for simplicity's sake. So we will never visit same node twice. What does this mean? We won't have a route like I to j to I to k, or I to to k to whatever L. It doesn't happen like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and explain the matrix away. Since I won't visit the same vertex twice, I have labeled all these as zeros. Okay, this problem statement, this explanation is going to be better than the demand of the problem statement. Why? Because we have negative edges. You see, this is a negative edge, this is a negative edge. Plus, we also have direction. So, yes, this is going to be a more general purpose explanation. Let's go ahead and solve this. What does this matrix illustrate? The matrix illustrates the distance between, the direct distance between a node and another node. So what is the distance between 1 and 4? 1 and 2. The distance between 1 and 2 is 4. So we have labeled 1 and 2 as 4. 1 is connected to 3. 1 is connected to 3 and the distance is 9. So we have labeled 9 here. 1 is not connected to 4. 1 is not connected to 4. In fact, 4 is connected to 1. So 1 is not connected to 4. We label it as infinity. 1 is connected to 5 with a negative distance here. So we put it here. We don't worry about this center space. Okay, I've already explained why we don't visit the same node twice. We are not dealing with cycles here. Okay, now we can, but in this case we are not. Now 2 is not connected to 1. There is no connection between 2 and 1. So I might as well say there is a connection with infinite weight. 2 is not connected to 3. There is no connection between 2 and 3. So it's like this. I can assume that there is a road with infinite weight. 2 is connected to 4. Yes, 2 is connected to 4. And what is the weight? It is 2. 2 to 4 is 2. Okay, I'm not going to walk through the whole matrix. So basically we'll have 5 origin points, 5 destination point is equal to 25 cells in the matrix. Okay, and we will solve our problem by optimizing on this matrix. How many optimizations will we do? We will do n optimizations. We will do order of number of vertexes, those many number of optimizations as a cycle. Let's go ahead. So first, I am planning to relax through vertex 1. What does this mean? What does this mean? Let's go back to our definition. So here k will be equal to 1. So for every other node, for I that is not equal to 1 and for j that is not equal to 1, I will compare distance I comma j sorry, I comma j versus distance I comma k plus distance k comma j. That's what I will do. So here k is 1. So for every node that is not 1, I'll compare the distances. Now it will be a lot more clear. See what's happening. I have locked this particular column because this is distances to node 1. I have locked this particular column because this is distances from node 1. Now I will start relaxing everything else. So to start with, I won't worry about 2 comma 2. This particular diagonal was forbidden. I already discussed why. So now 2 and 3. So we do comparison of 2 and 3 versus 2 to 1. This is our k, and from 1 to 3. Shall we do the comparison? From 2 to 3 the distance is infinity. Okay. From 2 to 1 the distance is infinity. This is a very important observation. From 2 to 1 the distance is already infinity. From 1 to 3 the distance is, it doesn't even matter, but for completeness sake, this is already infinity, so it doesn't even matter. But so we are comparing infinity versus infinity plus 9. So there is no scope of relaxation here. So we don't worry about this. Next, we didn't bother about this particular diagonal. We try to relax this and failed. So we will now look at this one, 2 to 4. We'll need to do a comparison with 2 to 1 and 1 to 4. But observe, we already determined that 2 to 1 is infinity. So we don't even need to bother to relax. We don't need to bother because we know that 2 to 1 will be infinity. In fact, it is infinity. So it's pointless. So in fact, we can skip this entire row. Okay. Likewise, we not only can skip this entire row, we can also skip this entire row. Why? I will illustrate. 3 to 2. I have to compare it with versus 3 to 1 plus 1 to 2. But 3 to 1 is infinity. 3 to x. I have to compare it with 3 to 1 plus 1 to x. But this is already infinity. 3 to 1 is already infinity. So whenever this is infinity, we can skip it. This also can be skipped. And of course, this also can be skipped because 5 to 1 is also infinity. Okay. So we only need to worry about this particular row. Okay. So let us try to relax 4 to 2. 4 to 2. 4 to 2. This is infinity. And versus 4 to 1 plus 1 to 2. What is 4 to 1? 4 to 1. It is 3. And what is 1 to 2? 1 to 2. It is 4. So it is 4 plus, sorry, I beg your pardon, 3 plus 4. So infinity versus 7. Which is better? 7 is better. So we will rewrite it to 7. We rewrote it to 7. Now we'll have to start looking at this. 4 to 3. 4 to 3. 4 to 3 is minus 4 versus 4 to 1 is 3 plus 1 to 3. 1 to 3 is 9. So we are comparing minus 4 with 12. Minus 4 wins. No need to optimize. We are not bothered about this diagonal. Now let us try to optimize 4 to 5. 4 to 5. What is 4 to 5? 4 to 5 is infinity versus 4 to 1 plus 1 to 5. What is 4 to 1? 4 to 1 is 3 and 1 to 5 is minus 3. So that will be 3 plus minus 3, which is 0. So we will make infinity 0. That's what we did. We don't need to bother with this row. Why? Because 5 to 1 is infinity. So now we are done with this. We are done with this step. K is equal to 1. That is done. Now we need to repeat the same process for k is equal to 2 to k is equal to 5. So now you can already see the complexity. We are considering 25 relaxations for 5 times k is equal to 1 to 5. In other words, we are considering n square relax for n case implies the complexity is order of number of vertices cubed. Okay, that is the reason. I'll show it to you again when I'm discussing the code section. So now that we are done with k is equal to 1, let's look at k is equal to 2. What does k is equal to 2 mean? K will be the intermediate vertex through which we'll perform relaxation. In other words, for every source that is not equal to 2 and for every destination that is not equal to 2, we do this comparison. Is it better to go directly from I to j, or is it first better to visit k and then from k we take off to j? We simply make this comparison. Whichever is minimum, we'll take it. That's what we are doing. That is what we understand by relaxation. Let's go ahead and get started. We won't consider this diagonal, so we are starting here. Okay, so 1 2 3 1 to 3 is 9. Can I go 1 to 2 and then from 2 to 3? See, 1 to 2 1 to 2 is 4, but 2 to 3 is infinity. 2 to 3 is infinity. So in other words, no relaxation is possible here. I have to just continue. This is a more interesting case. 1 to 4 is infinity. Okay, 1 to 2 to 4. 1 to 2 is 4 and 2 to 4 is 2. 1 to 2 is 4 and 2 to 4 is 2. So the answer is 6. 6 is better than infinity. So I'll strike this down and label it as 6. Yes, this is now 6. So we will continue this whole process. We'll keep on doing this, and eventually I don't want to walk through all the steps. That's a lot of work, lot of waste of time. So by the time we are done with this, I used code to solve it. This is the final distances we'll get. If you want, you can check some things. Let's try something else. 2 to 3. 2 to 3 is minus 2. 2 to 3. In fact, there is no direct path. There is no direct path. Originally, the path was infinity. So from 2 to 3, how do we go about? We go from 2 to 4 with plus 2 cost, and from 4 to 3, we go with minus 4 cost. So the answer is minus 2. So from 2 to 3, the answer should be minus 2. From 2 to 3, the answer is minus 2. You can go ahead and check anything. From 5 to 1. From 5 to 1, we have found out the answer to be 10. From 5 to 1, there was no direct path. This was infinity originally. But what is the route we can use? We can go from 5 to 4, that will give us 7. And then from 4 to 1, that will be 3. So the answer is 10. The answer is 10. So we derive this matrix and the complexity like I discussed. In fact, I will show it to you in the next slide. Okay, Floyd-Warshall implementation. Very trivial and simple implementation. We will select all k's from 1 to n. Then we'll select all source node from 1 to n. Then we'll select all destination nodes from 1 to n. And then we will simply perform this operation. Is it better to go the direct route, or is it better to take the indirect route? Okay. This is what Floyd-Warshall does. So n, second loop also n, third loop also n, order of n cube. Okay, so let's go ahead and make the submission and get our all correct. Yes, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Please share it widely, and please give me your valuable feedback, positive, negative, whatever, so that I can improve and serve you better with more information. Thank you very much.